Hello, it's me. I'm sitting here on the bed. I had my injections in my spine today, and I felt I got a pretty good dose. I'm not trying to look pretty. I'm just being me. The problem is that I called my mother-in-law to tell her something, soon to be ex-mother-in-law, and I hope it comes fast. So I have been having issues with Mr. Philpott. My number one issue was him and my daughter. Okay. And it's been some years we haven't been really like man and wife for years. You know. Always been me, him, and a bitch named Boo. Okay? And he's done some evil stuff to me. Okay, real evil. He beat me, he raped me, he sodomized me while he was on active duty in the military. In the end, he kicked me, he stomped me, he spit on me, and then he kicked me again. Then he told me, and I know I don't look like I did 30 years ago, but he told me I look like a man. You gonna sodomize me and spit on me, but you want to screw me doggy style. That's not even cool with me. So, no. Okay? And that was because a woman lied on me and said that I said something to her. But when we were side by one another, she could not tell who I was. That's that part of it. Okay? I don't know if I ever forgave him, but that was embedded in my mind. And every time he wanted to have sex with me, he was the one that went out at night and came back smelling like, a tuna boat lost at sea. All right. So I would say no. He would try to force himself on me. He'd fight me. He would get drunk. He would piss all in my dishes. I got beat up for that. The next thing he did, I went to Germany. I come back home. He's giving the woman my clothes, $1,500 worth of brand new clothes. He gave up my Tupperware. He also gave her my Tupperware, and he gave her my T-file. Y'all know back then T-file was expensive when it first came out. Now that's that. He's done a whole lot of other things that I got a document I can produce, and it'll tell you how dirty he has been towards me. So being the person I am, it was like, okay, I'm gonna do what's right in the sight of God. So every time he hit rock bottom, he knew where to come, and I nurse him back to health. I would help him get back on his feet. And I always told him I'm fattening the hog for the snake. And it hurts me really bad to be called a liar. It hurts me really bad. Okay, I posted a lot of stuff on Facebook, and you can check it out on Brandon Mayberry, okay? Check it out on Brandon Mayberry. I'm uploading this one to YouTube. In February, he claimed he was getting a trailer hitch put on the back of the car. But he'd already told me that Thursday he put the trailer hitch on the car. Okay? So, on the female that he was seeing birthday, I say seeing because of what he told me in January when he was bringing me back home. I heard him tell a woman, and God knows I'm not lying. Anybody out there know somebody I can get a polygraph test? I want to take a polygraph test publicly. I want to be seen taking this polygraph test. I don't care what it costs me, I want it. Because see, you know what hurts my feelings? This man claimed that if I this man is so damn evil. Okay, for years I asked him to get a polygraph test because I've been angry. I was angry because several people had told me that he was giving my daughter drinks. Well, I'm gonna tell you where I was at, and I was down there at the nut ward. Something I done, so I kind of like. First of all, I had done something, so I had to go to the nut ward. Not that I was. It was to benefit me and stop me from going to jail. It was like that. Because I got tired of these women picking at me, so I retaliated. So while I was down there 45 days in this luxurious, fenced-in, gated place, I was getting phone calls that him and a woman named Helen was letting her get drunk. It comes down to the point, whereas, and like I said, I was in the mental institution, that ward. And it came down to the point where I was told by many that he had got her drunk. So I questioned him about it. And he got belligerent at first. But then again, when a couple of neighbors told me, I remember the last neighbor that told me that she came and told them that she was tired of having sex with this man. That child had on a white blouse. I never will forget, she had on a white blouse. And she was going down the steps, and I was standing there by the lady's door talking to her. AD, I don't know where you at, from Presidential Apartments, but I hope you can come and send me an email or something. When I upload this to Facebook, I would like for you to tell me again, what she told you. All right? And mind you, this man was still on active duty when he got the girl drunk. So it was like, I don't know, they were smoking weed too, so I don't know what happened. Like I said, I was in a nuts ward. So what I'm getting around to is that, and I'll get to the point, what I'm getting around to is the point that years down the road, he said he got her drunk. He also told me he pulled her, stripped her naked, and put her in the shower. And I always question him, why would you take her clothes off? I've saved a lot of people's lives, and I never did put them in the shower with their clothes off. I left them, because once them clothes get wet and you get cold, you're going to come too. So, anyway, the next day, he says he found her on the street bleeding. My question always was to him, and this is why he hates me to this day. My question was, well, why did you take her clothes off? Why did you let her leave the house? Well, they was all drunk. So who knows how many men was in that house? Who knows how many people pulled a train on her? Why was she out of the house? You in the house, you done got drunk, you done got high. You contributed to the matter while you was on leave from Korea. And you know what, bud? I don't care about your mama calling me a lie and saying she'll believe you. I never threw everything up in your face. You always are the man that was in my life that made me look like I was the bad guy. Even at the church house. Even at the church house. Now, what you not telling nobody, when I was protecting Helen and not knowing that y'all was sleeping together, I protected Helen's kids, y'all. Them drug dealers, I don't even know if they still living, but I hid her kids from drug dealers. I was trying to get the kids back. Social service like, oh, I said, no, you gonna come get these kids if they go into the police department. I finally got Helen in court to go, the paperwork to get Helen in court. This don't make no sense. This part don't. I said, don't go talk to Helen before court. Helen sent for him. He went. He came back into the courthouse. I said, where were you? He told me he went to see what Helen wanted. I said, I asked you not to. If that's not disrespect, I don't know what the hell is. Get in the courtroom to bring her up on charges for contributing to a minor. This bitch goes and say, I found her over on Washington Avenue with a red dress on, red shoes, to make her look like a prostitute. And she kept lying, and I looked at him. And I said, are you going to speak? He didn't speak, okay? To this day, I want him to take a polygraph test to prove that he's not a liar. Like I said, he's probably not going to take the polygraph test. And she's lying for him. She's lying for him because the first time I asked her, did he touch her? She told me, Mama, all you want to do is look for a reason to kill him. I said, no, I'm not going to kill him, but he deserves to be in jail if all this transpired. She turned against me from that day to this. She didn't call me bitches. I still took care of her kids the best I could. Not with her money, not with his money, my money. But anyway, I had paused to look at one of my shows on YouTube about this police brutality. But back to what I was saying, he let this woman call my daughter a whore and a prostitute in the court of law because she told him, if you tell on me, I'm calling the Department of the Army and make sure they get on you. Well, what he knew is that she had contacted the Department of the Army, what was going to happen to him. He would have got court-martialed and kicked out the Army for what? Number one, they would probably have him registered as a pedophile. Number two, they would have had him arrested for contributing to a minor. Okay? Now, all I ask him over the years is let's get a divorce quietly and all of this stuff. I said, because I want you to take the polygraph test because I want closure. Okay? So anyway, I'm upset because when I called her to tell her to tell him something, She gonna tell me when I asked about him giving me my stuff back. He wants me to pay him. All of the times that I went to Georgia when his mother called and talked about how much food in the house, talking about he behind on his rent, and everybody in Hot Springs knew. When I had my Windstar, I'd get my Windstar. I left my Windstar in Georgia with him. He couldn't help but put his holes in the damn Windstar, you know. And speaking of that, let me tell you this much. And I'm going to go back to the military sexual trauma, which I have. Okay? But this is what's going on here. I'm angry because I helped him pay his rent, and everybody knew it. I lost my Windstar. I took it to Georgia, first of all. He wasn't supposed to have nobody but my grandkids in there. He gonna tell me that well, they was going my way. He was messing around with women. That heifer Donna, I put a curse on her. I told her, I said, God gonna punish you from this day forward. She couldn't even keep a house over her head. Okay, I had a woman. She had a son. And I'm not gonna call her son name. But her son made mention of her mama and him upstairs sleeping in the bedroom. The excuse for that was that I'm going down there to pay a bill, his rent. To pay a bill, his rent. And I just got my my school check, my paycheck, and my Pell Grant check. Okay? I got a check for a Pell Grant check, a check for going to school, my disability check. And so I had money like that back then. This made me so upset because I always went down there to help him. His mama said nothing. She thought that was all right. My daughter wasn't helping. She was going around hunting her men up. And I was doing what I thought was right. I was living in Arkansas. He was living in Georgia. I was going doing what I thought was right in the sight of God as being married to him on paper and helping my daughter's children out. My children grown. I haven't been. It's evil. It's evil. It's evil. Mr. Philpott has done me so bad. Every time he bought a car, he took his whole riding, he took his whole shopping. I wrote a list out one Sunday and asked him to come get the stuff so I could start cooking before, the kids went to church. So when they got out of church, their food would be ready. He bypassed me and took that white woman where she wanted to go, okay? I'm so mad at his mama. Ooh, I'm so mad at his mama. I wouldn't want a mother like that. Do you hear me? Because my mama never, ever upheld me in my wrong. She told my butt up. She told my butt up. Am I mad about that? No. It changed me somewhat. So, I'm going to be talking in circles, telling my story as it comes to me. But anyway, the conversation tonight I was telling them about what the doctor told me about my surgery and stuff. So she said, I asked Peter why you gotta call me and ask me this stuff. I said, because he don't want to talk to me. She said, Peter said that I got on his nerves. Now, y'all, I'm going to stop there and I'm going to go back. How did I make it mess his nerves up? How was my nerves messed up? Don't you think my nerves was messed up when Helen sat in that courtroom and called my daughter a whore and a prostitute in the court of law? And I didn't know at the time that they were screwing. He beat me up and took my car one day to went up there. I guess he went up there to get some trim. You know, that hurt me. You know, that 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 plucked my nerves so bad. You know, but I tried to deal with stuff. You know, but yet again, his mama gonna say, "I believe my son." But if she believe her son, why don't she just tell her son to take the damn polygraph test to prove to me that he did not screw that girl? I would encourage my children to do that. Well, Kenyatta's not going to do it because this is the thing between him and Kenyatta. Kenyatta, and God is my witness, I'm not lying. She don't want to raise her kids, and I'm not going to ever go back to Georgia. Okay, I'm not going back to Georgia for that. I may go and shop, but I'll never come in contact with them, and that's the gospel truth. I want my stuff out of Georgia. Yes, I filed for a divorce. Long time coming, you know. Now, so bad, my friend asked me don't call his mom and cuss her out. But God knows I got to keep praying because I'm ready to say a whole lot of things to her. Talking about she believed her son. He was a liar. His mother asked him, because I told that woman, this what happened. This what happened, I ain't gonna lie to you. January, I was sitting on the sofa. Now I was sitting in the chair and he came leaned in front of me. And he said, somehow Marguerite came up. That's the woman. Her name is Marguerite Cruz. So he said, why don't y'all talk? I said, I ain't got nothing to talk things out about with. Well, why don't you be a friend? I said, don't do that. He asked me to talk to this woman, be her friend, and they having an affair. Okay, and I'm not lying, and God knows I'm not lying. That's the reason I did what I did. I'd been knowing her phone number for over 12 years. And what I did was send her a text message and told her, he wants me to be your friend. I don't want to be your friend. So this is how much I don't want to be your friend. Every time you kiss him, you are sucking Betty Brown's bloody pussy. That's what I said. I said it then. I ain't going to ever take it back. I'm never going to take it back. Okay? I know I look rough. Say what you want to. I can't even have feet. I don't know where I put my glasses on. But anyway, that's the gospel truth. He asked me to be that woman's friend. So I'm going to ask you, how many men out here in this world going to go ask a woman to be the woman's wife? And I said, you not trying to get kinky with me, I know. Because first thing I thought, he wanted me to have a threesome with them, and I ain't giving up nothing. No, I'm not. Okay? Now, this woman kept sending smart little messages about they being married. So I've been so upset about that. He lied about that. He said he not messing with the woman. So I said, okay. I sent her another text message. And Butterbean had the phone. We was doing a FaceTime. He read the message because I said, I'm going to see what's going to happen right now. And I sent a text message to his other phone while he was on FaceTime talking to me. Butterbean showed him the picture and the phone went, the message on the phone, and it went dead. I sent it to her. And the reason I sent it to her, was to prove to myself that they were still corresponding. They were still corresponding. He's also mad at me because in February, on her birthday, I think it's February the 21st, she was born like in 56 or either 55. Probably 56 she was born. Okay? On that day in February, he's supposed to been getting that daggum things put on the car. But this is the problem. He wasn't even at the U-Haul place around there by her house. Every time I would call him, because Peaches was crying, she didn't know where it was at. That upset me. He with this woman. Every time I called, you could hear her voice in the background. I called him a couple of times. She was riding in the car with him. I heard her voice. And you know what he would do? He would hang up the phone and not answer when I call him back. So while his mama's calling me a liar, I'm just upset. I'm upset because as God is my witness, this man is lying. He promised to send me $400 a month to help with the storage buildings, you know. And I was looking forward to that up until, I sent that woman that message. He ain't had nothing else to say to me. Well, if you wasn't fooling with the woman, then why the hell you getting mad with me? That's what I want to know. You know, all of your women, you ain't telling nobody the whole truth, but the truth gonna come out in Georgia. You watch. You watch. You gonna trip. He gonna fall, y'all. He gonna fall. And he gonna mess around with somebody else's child and they gonna kill him. Why? Because Kenyatta lying for him. That man got them kids. And I worry about my grandkids. And God knows I'm worried about it. I can't even talk to the grandkids. And Kenyatta like that. After all them years, I spent all my money on her kids doing what I think is right. While she hopping up up and down the highway behind people's husbands, you know, and stuff. She went all the way to California. I lost $50,000 worth of inventory because she didn't want to stay around and help me. She followed some man that put they wired St. Joe for the computers and stuff. He put the install that stuff at St. Joe, all that equipment. Followed him to California. Stayed out there. Come to find out the guy was married, but his wife had a woman. So I'm just so bitter about his mama. Every time I think about her, you know, and I want to tell him to his face so bad. You got your mama lying and believing your lies. So what if God took your mama and you didn't have nobody to lie to on me? You know, he told his mama, he told his mama that God told him to do this stuff. Okay, I don't believe anything about him saying God do nothing. Okay, I don't. Because why are you going to accuse me, Mr. Philpott? Why are you going to accuse me? Why are you going to accuse me? That's all I want to know. Why are you going to falsely accuse me? I'm gonna have to end this video in a few, but I'm gonna take it and pick it back up later on. This is part one, part two coming also. So I'm gonna stop it right here and I'm gonna get up in the morning. I got errands to run. But he's getting money. He's collecting money from VA on me. That's the reason I want a divorce. If he ain't already got one with his lying ass, that's what I want. And I'm gonna make sure the divorce. I'm gonna call my attorney. I'm gonna say, Terry, I need to know something. Cause he gonna put that in there. But I want him to take. I want everybody in the world to know. I'm asking Peter McCartfield Pop Jr., who calls himself a minister residing in Augusta, Georgia, to take a polygraph test to prove him and that girl didn't have sex. Okay? Prove to me that that's not the reason why you didn't testify against Helen in court. I'm going to find somebody. Anybody out there know I can take a polygraph test? Please tell me. Please. I'm going to go back and get on here tomorrow and I'm going to talk some more about it. Maybe I'll be talking in circles. I'm just angry. And I wish God would remove his mother from the equation to show him how it'll feel. But better yet, let him go die and go to hell. That's how I feel. Let him die and go to hell. Reason I say that? Because he going to slip